Hello and welcome back everybody to my channel. Today's topic is avoiding costly Medicare mistakes that usually keep people up at night. Usually you get a lot of information bombarded at you, typically via TV commercials, mailers, random phone calls from strange numbers that you probably shouldn't pick up from, or even advice from friends telling you to join a plan or quit a plan, and then at that point you're stressed out because you have no idea what is the best path. But no worries, we're gonna take the confusion, stress, and most importantly the costly mistakes out of choosing the right Medicare plan for you. Big secret, why is Medicare so complicated? It's complicated because Medicare is not a one-size-fits-all. Yes, you can go to the Social Security office and get your Part A and Part B, but that's just only the beginning. And that's where a lot of people end up making their most costly mistake because they don't realize what they're missing in their current health coverage that they are going to need in the future. And by the time you make it to your physician or your dentist or your optometrist, it's a little bit too late. Let's go over what it is that you will need to identify within yourself so that you can go ahead and make that important decision moving forward with your health care. Remember, Medicare is unique. You are a unique person, so your coverage needs to match your needs and how you would like to dictate your coverage going forward. So let's go into the complexities of Medicare because, as I stated earlier, it all starts with Social Security. You go there, you put in your application for Part A and Part B, but that's not where it ends. There is a lot more letters to this alphabet soup that you need to be made aware of. But once you have your Part A and your Part B, you're essentially set. From there, you should consider two options. One would be the Medicare supplement or the Medigap portion, which has its own set of alphabet soup that you need to consider because that is made up of 8 different plans, and depending on your needs, you need to select the plan that is right for you. With a Medicare supplement plan, as you age, the monthly premiums of a Medigap plan increases with you. Or you have your second option, which is the Medicare Advantage plan. Now, the Medicare Advantage plan, depending again on your physical needs, on your financial needs, there are plans that are designated to meet you where you're at. Some of them are chronic condition plans if you have a qualifying chronic condition. Or you have dual plans which combines your Medicare with your Medicaid. So depending on the regulations of your state, you may qualify for both, and those plans open up for you, which combines the two together so that you can get the most out of your Medicare and your insurance plan options. So essentially, the different combinations and depending on what you choose will determine the quality of care that you will be receiving moving forward. Hence why it gets a little bit complicated, a little bit too fast, but don't worry, you have me. So let's talk about first steps. Certain things that I tell my clients before they enroll into a Medicare plan is one, make a list of their physicians. List your primary care and any specialist that you would like to see continuing after you enroll into your Medicare. That is essential so that they can go ahead and narrow down the plans that is accepted by both your preferred provider and your specialist that you would like to continue with post-enrollment into Medicare. The second thing that I tell my clients is the list of medications. It is essential that you organize all your medications, the ones that you are currently taking and will continue to take on after you enroll into Medicare, and let them know these are the different types of meds that I am on. What is it going to cost me? I cannot tell you the amount of clients that I run into that usually tell me a horror story about I spoke to somebody, they switched my plan, I no longer can see my doctors, they have my medical history, I can no longer go back to them, I have a delay in my care, even worse, and if they're in the middle of a treatment, never ever change your plan if you are in the middle of treatment. You can always wait until the very end of your treatment to go ahead and reevaluate your plans or wait for annual enrollment period, which is between October to December of every single year, to go ahead and assess what the new plans are for the following year. Now, the other thing that I literally recommend to my clients is look to see where your medications fall in the tier system. Now, the tier system ranges from tier 1 to tier 6. Tier 6 are usually very expensive medications that are for really those who are in chronic or end-of-life type of situations, versus a tier 1, which are really generic and brand name. But see where your medications fall, because depending on the tier system of that particular insurance company, that is how much you will be charged for when you go and pick that medication up at your local pharmacy. So we're going to talk about step 2, which is looking beyond the monthly premiums. So every single American, we cannot escape it. We will all have to pay for our Part B premium every single month. The only way that that is covered 100% is if you also have Medicaid accompanying your Medicare. That is how your Part B will be covered 100%. The reason why I say don't look too into the monthly cost of a plan is because most insurance plans offer additional coverage for you at a $0 cost. $0 cost. Now, that's not true for all of them. Some of them, they will charge you an additional premium depending on what kind of services you are looking for or what kind of additional coverage you need for yourself. But the reason why I want to say do not focus so much on the monthly premium is because sometimes some of those plans, depending on what the contract says, they might have high out-of-pocket costs. Some of them low, some of them high. I usually encourage my clients to please double check the contract. Look at the evidence of coverage. Look at the summary of benefits. Maybe some of those plans have, some better benefits, but at what cost? You probably won't get everything at 100%, but you can get pretty close to what you need depending on where you currently are in your stage of life, on why you are changing or looking to get into a certain plan. This is where you have, a trusted person to go ahead and walk you through this process so that you can figure out what decision you will make that will personally benefit you best at that time of your life. So now we're going to go into step 3 of understanding plan differences. Now, I made a whole video dedicated to understanding your healthcare insurance from beginning of when life is created versus until we come to our timely ends. And then I have created my Medicare 101 as well, going over the different types of plan options. But to give you a quick breakdown here, when you go with option 1, which is a Medicare supplement plan, you're essentially going to have 8 plans to choose from. And mostly all of them offer the exact same thing because those Medicare supplement plans or Medigap plans are just essentially covering the costs of what Part A and Part B do not cover. In addition to those Medicare supplement plans, you will need to purchase a separate prescription drug plan, which is Part D, and you may need to purchase a separate dental, vision, hearing plan with that Medicare supplement plan. That is option 1. And make sure to always read each one's contract depending on which company, because some of them may offer some special deals at certain times. So make sure you take a look at the contracts before you decide which company to go with. The same goes with Medicare Advantage plans. Let me tell you, I get this all the time. Seniors asking me, I want a PPO plan because I don't want to be on a Medicare Advantage plan. And I always have to correct them. PPO plans are part of Medicare Advantage. So let's talk Medicare Advantage plans, because one of the most common mistakes that I have to constantly remind my clients of is that within the world of Medicare Advantage, an HMO and a PPO under Medicare is under Medicare Advantage. PPOs are not its own separate thing. It is under the same umbrella as Medicare Advantage plans. And depending on which one you choose, there are going to be restrictions. HMOs typically assign assign you to a medical group. Think of it as like a club of doctors, and you're going to pertain to this particular club of doctors. So you will see your primary care doctor. They're going to send you a referral to see another doctor, usually a specialist, that must be approved by your insurance company so that you can go ahead and make your appointment and see that particular specialist within that club of doctors. That's usually how HMOs work. And those are health management organizations. That's what HMO stands for. Then you have the preferred physician organization, or a PPO. Those doctors contract directly with the insurance company. So you have a little more freedom. Now you can see different doctors in different clubs. You don't necessarily need a referral. You just need to find out if that doctor has a contract with the insurance company. And if they do, you can go see that doctor without a referral, without authorization. You can go see different doctors from different clubs, and you can go and receive your care that way. Which one's better, which one's worse? I cannot make that decision for you. It just depends what your preferences are. And with each preference you choose, there are going to be costs to it. So I highly, again, recommend summary of benefits, the evidence of coverage. Those are your contracts. Make sure you read the contract that you are agreeing to so that you understand the rules of how to utilize your healthcare insurance. So that's it. That's the end of the video. If you are still looking for a trusted advisor, please consider me. My link is in the description down below. I would love to help you and guide you through your Medicare options. In addition to that, please feel free to like, subscribe, share my videos. I'll be putting out videos every single week. Comment on what you would like to learn next in the world of healthcare insurance and Medicare. Other than that, I hope you take care of yourselves, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.